I remember where I was sat when God first spoke to me about Chester. It was at youth camp about 3 years ago when God gave me a picture and I felt like I should go there on a faith trip. So a couple of weeks later, I decided this is the time and jumped on a boat and ended up in Chester. A year later, I was in Gloucester and I was in church and I had noticed that Audacious had started a church plant in Chester. And it was something that just grabbed my heart. I couldn't quite explain what it was. And I started to wonder, like, what was it going to look like, how exciting it was going to be, and what God could do there. A couple months later, I was still listening to the podcast from Audacious, and Chester hadn't left me, and Caitlin came over, and my girlfriend. Everywhere we went, we seen signs for Chester. Like, we seen signs on buses and in streets and shops. And it was one day when I was taking her to the airport that we seen a van that drove past and just said Chester on it, and we laughed. We were like, is this a God thing or is this just us? And I got to church and was reading Isaiah 54 about God expanding your territory and increasing room for your ever-growing family. And I just got so frustrated in my heart. I was like, God, are you actually saying something to me about Chester? So I prayed a prayer. I was like, God, see if you want me to move to Chester in September, then give me a sign. And it was that afternoon I was setting up for youth, and a guy comes to church looking for someone to pray for him, and out of nowhere he just starts telling me this story about someone from Chester. And I knew at that moment, like, God was calling me out and God was telling me to go to Chester. So that Sunday I came up and I immediately felt at home the Sunday night, and Sophia preached this amazing message about rising up, and I knew that it was my time to rise up, and I knew that Chester was going to be somewhere that God was going to want me. So September I moved over after coming up for the DNA at Audacious and just feeling so at home, and like this was exactly where I was meant to be. And everything here fell into place, like work fell into place, a home, a house to live in fell into place, and I was just like, this is it. I know this group of people can change the world for Jesus. God was actually preparing a seat for me to come over and take, and the same way God was doing that years ago, God right now is preparing a place, is preparing a seat in our new building for hundreds, for thousands of people in Chester that he cares about, that he loves, to come and meet him. City Centre Revival starts now.